what we recognize and the key takeaway here is that what we see is that oftentimes technology and even innovation in this space tends to precede and introduce technological regulation or even technological standards. And even we can see here in some of the aspects that Carolyn highlighted in the prior slide, the first mass-produced glass filled syringes was in the 1950s, but we didn't see some of the first approvals to almost 25 years later. A similar paradigm when we talk about auto injectors with the EpiPen being approved in 1987, but you saw on that prior slide that the technology was already created and adopted in some early iterations in the 70s, so 15 to 17 years before. And this pattern tends to be pretty consistent across the the innovations that we know as standards today, specifically highlighting things like even the new Lasta first on body infusion device or approval by the FDA. That was approved in 2016, but we didn't get the 11608-6 technical standard or ISO standard specifically speaking to on-body delivery systems until 2022. And so oftentimes what we see is that these technologies are developed and then they help to inform the policy and the framework through which they can and should be regulated. And it's a key example as to what we need to keep in mind as we move forward with innovative technologies, because oftentimes this space requires what I would like to say is a more of a collaborative relationship in an ever increasing regulatory landscape, where oftentimes you're making the demonstrations and you're building the arguments and you're establishing the policy and precedents of these technologies in a way that will help regulating bodies inform how they should even approach the control and regulation of these technologies.